Merry New Year. Let me give you your fancy opening. Put some music on. All right, I'm already late, so let's just get to it. Oops, that's the wrong button. Oh, that's the wrong. Hold on. Oh, I'm just getting nuts here. Where is that thing? Yeah, you're good. You're good. You're here. It's too long. It's too much this morning. It's way too much. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's get it. It'll be a great trading day. You can just tell. Some of those days are just going to be great. One of those days where everybody's going to be like sitting on the sidelines. I love days like today. Why won't you work properly? All right. I haven't been trading this thing, but it sure looks like today's going to be my day. You can already see this thing starting to roll over in here. So I wonder how bad it was, that rejection. Pretty bad, huh? So how hard is this thing to short? Is it hard to short?
Order partially filled.
Well, that wasn't hard at all.
Order filled.
So I don't think that you're going to fall, but I also don't think you're going straight up. So let's see what you do here, and we'll figure it out as the day goes on. Bum, 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 bum. So we're just going to bonk all around. All right, good. But I think this thing can get absolutely smoked again today. Came right up there and you rejected already. Maybe you'll reverse, but for now, you're sure not reversing. It's starting to look pretty bad there, actually. So I want to watch this, kind of, but I can watch it up here. Let's get to the ES and start there. And let's move this over to here so that I have something. And so I believe that wall jumped to 700 the other day. Let's just double check that. 690, no, they lowered it. 690 to 684. Really? That's interesting. All right. So there you are. There's your big levels. We'll kind of watch and see how this goes. I don't know. I don't know you're going to go anywhere of consequence today. I mean, these are your really big areas. I don't know that the market's going to go anywhere today. I'd really be curious to see this with just the RSI for a second. I don't think you're going anywhere today. I really don't. But that's how I would see the bigger areas. I think the bigger trades are going to be in the individual names and in the commodities. I think a lot of people are going to get smoked in some of these commodities, long and short. I just think that there's a lot of, underlying risk there. I really do. That's how I see that. Let's go take a look at the Qs. I'm going to take a lot of questions today since I didn't take any yesterday. And let me go take a look at the QQQ. And I'm pretty sure I'm on the right mic, but I'm going to double check real quick. This thing's been jumping all over the place. And I know a lot of people take off during these days, which I think is a huge, huge mistake because you get a lot of information in a very short period of time here. A lot. So what we would do is start telling you exactly where the walls are. So here are the walls, and see our levels there, 615. And what we would do here is clone this, just easier to do it that way. And you would be 615. And you couldn't even get there yesterday, so that's pretty telling. Got a lot of little levels. I don't know that we have to worry about all the little ones. I think you would worry about the bigger ones that I have here. I think that that's way more, appropriate. I don't know that you're gonna completely, utterly, roll and break down here. I really think you're going to bonk around more than anything. And I think that's really how you have to look at it. But I don't really see the whole, I got to do something, I got to get involved thing here. It just doesn't make a lot of sense to me. I just think you want to keep your patience here more than anything. AGQ, let me go pull this up for a minute. See what you're doing. I'm going to throw this over here because I'm going to have to short what? Short more. Short everything. And give me 1 second. Yep. Okay, good. All right. Okay, I got the right screen here and here. Yep, I got you on the right screen. What else is super interesting? ONTF. So this is getting bought for 810. I don't know what, it's so close. To me, it's not really worth it to try. It didn't really do this. I wish it did do this so that, because I would have gotten filled. But maybe you get 7 3/4. Maybe you get there. Like maybe that happens, but if you got something like that, maybe you can do it. Maybe it's worth the money, but other than that, it's probably not really, worth it to do. So, I don't think that I'm going to be doing a whole heck of a lot there. What else do I think that's super, super interesting? That's really it. I'm trying to think if I had anything else that's really fascinating that happened today. Meta bought somebody, but I don't think that's that fascinating. Let's do the ES, and then we'll go from there. Here, let's do the ES here. But I'm not going to go through all these levels again. You guys know where they are. You know what time it is. We've done it 1,000 times now. And for time's sake, I'd rather answer questions today. You are below it again, and you're back into it, and you're riding it again. It looks like it's 69, 62, 70. So until that figures out what it wants to do, I don't really see the sense in doing anything there. So for me, I think I'm better off just kind of watching. Like maybe, let me just move that there. So, maybe we hold that 69.30. You're really wedged in, and I think you're just positioning for taxes more than anything today. I really do. I think that people are also going to maybe get a little window dressing, perhaps, but I don't know. I don't know how much of that you're going to get. I see a lot of rotation in the retail today, but of the retail names, I think that makes a ton of sense, to look at those kinds of retail names. But these next couple of days, like you better be quick. And you better be really quick and get in, get out when you can, because like you're going to have a lot of tax positioning, especially tomorrow and Friday. Friday, everything's going to flip and people are going to wonder why. They're going to be like, oh, that's what they're going to sound like, because they're not going to understand the tax game. People want to buy the crap that they sold because they love their garbage. And they want to stay in it. Point of control, again, we couldn't just get through it. Sitting on a key level here. Obviously, we have I'll just go out to this one real quick. That's that peak VWAP. they're all in the same area, I believe. I don't believe much has changed there, but it takes a sec to drop it like it's hot sometimes if it works, right? So actually that one's a little bit better and higher. So I'd watch that one first. I'm just trying to figure out which is the higher one, and then we'll watch that one. So that's the higher one. So we're just going to watch that one first and go from there and see if that's able to hold or not. And then we'll kind of see what to do there. I don't really think there's much more to say or do there, but what we'll do is just kind of grab this. And I do like this one. And then we can do this here with it as well and look at that on a 5. And you can kind of see your area. I mean, it's not really that great, but it is what it is. Give me a second. And I'm just going to take a bunch of questions today. Up we go. Yay. Oh, God. All right. All right, good. Groovy. Let's use these things. Mm-hmm. All right. Make sure, oh, for God's sake, make sure that you get the free newsletter, because I'm going to put out a product, and for like 30 days or something, it's going to be free. It's going to be like a Squawk Box and some of the proprietary stuff that I use, and it's going to be in scan form. I have somebody helping me with it. I mean, I got to heat this. But I'm going to put it out for free while I'm going to test the kinks out of it. And I think having a broad base is a better way to go with it. So it'll go out via the newsletters. Just make sure you get the free newsletter. What you got, John? Yeah, I mean, I think you have to look at the physical stuff. I personally think that if you're holding silver overnight, long or short, you're crazy. Like, there's so much risk both ways. Like, you better be up a lot in that trade to hold it overnight. Like, if you came in short silver, you're getting smoked. And if you're buying silver up here, you have no idea what's going to happen overnight when they change the requirements, the margin requirements back to, not 100%. Or when China says we're going to extend out, that licensing, it's not going to be January, it's going to be March as we talk. Like, we have no idea what happens there. Like, none. So when we see that, I already had one. So when we see that, I just think there's so much risk, like so much risk with silver. I think people are grossly underestimating how destroyed they can get on a trade like this. If you're looking at this and going, oh, well, we're fine because we're holding now. Okay. And then, you just kind of have to realize, you really think you're not going to test this? Like, you just think that you're just going to miraculously, like, it's going to go all the way back to here and they're going to go, oops, I made a mistake. I shouldn't have sold all that silver. I mean, sure, why not? Like, I'm not saying it can't happen, but really? So, what you want to do with this kind of stuff is you trade it and you make what you can off of it and you get out of the way. And that's really what if I can give you anything that I learned in like years of trading, like there's certain trades you just do not want overnight risk. To me, this is really one of them. You're just like, you're a 1 minute bar away of being down or up like $5. Like it's out there and it's coming. It's going to be nasty. And everyone's like, oh, I can finally get in. It's cheap. Okay. Well, what about all the people that were delevering yesterday? Did they stop delevering? They changed their mind, So there's a reason that bar looks like that. What I tend to do with this is if you want to see if they're back buying is just go measure that bar. Here, hold on. I'll do it this way. We'll clean it all off. We'll put this on and I'll just show you, John, because you can do this with anything. And then you go here and I'll get rid of everything but the 50 line. Like you think that's a coincidence that that's where you stopped? That you stopped with where it goes from net sellers to net buyers? Like that's a coincidence? Like that's not a coincidence. So, that's a big, big level. And maybe you get back over it. Now, if you flip to net buyers, you'll see it go higher. But if you're net seller and you're doing anything more than like a day trade on it, okay. I wish you the best, but like you got guys out there that actually own physical silver that can whack this thing around and like crush people. So I would just tell people to be super careful with these trades, especially if I was going to play that stuff, I'd be playing the physical. If I truly wanted to own it, I'd be playing all the physical stuff. I agree with you with Lulu. I own Lulu. I don't think people get what's happening there. I don't think people don't do that kind of due diligence anymore with board fights and everything else. Super interesting how it stopped and held this level. So I do think there's something to it. I don't think that it's going anywhere. I don't think this thing's going down. I'll leave it at that. You have Elliott Management trying to pull the CFO out of Ralph Lauren to go here. So this is a real long-term kind of turnaround story. Whether that is what happens there or not what happens, remains to be seen. So good morning from New York. Good morning from Miami. It looks like, I think end of January now, there's a meeting I have to go to up there. So probably end of January for sure. I'll definitely be up that way. Yeah, BA was getting a ton of attention on social media today. I'm not really sure why, but it was getting a lot. It's actually shaping up in here. It is shaping up. You are above that 55 again, and it is grinding. So there is something to that. We'll see what happens with it, but there's definitely something there. Yeah, I think people got to be super, super careful with that trade. Like super. I'm on the short side of it. I'm fine with it for now. But I'm not going to hold that overnight. I'll tell you that right now. Like there's no way. My ears are so itchy. I wouldn't think that you'd have allergies now in December, but I don't know what's going on. I don't know that I play that. I don't know, dude. You're like right on a major line. You're just kind of sitting there. So I would just keep watching. I like NVIDIA a lot here. I own it. If I was to look at my position size right now, it's my second largest out of everything. I really don't see any reason I got to do anything with it, like at all, like not even a little bit. So yeah, it is what it is. Pardon me. But I think you're fine in here. Like, I really don't think I need to do much. Yeah, Micron's my biggest position. It's not even close. Like I think at this moment, it's like 2x everything. It was such a monster trade yesterday. It made no sense whatsoever. Like they were killing they killed it. And then, but the other names were up. I don't know what the news is. Was there news? Let's see if we can find it. Yeah, it's a big deal if that happens. Let's go back to it. Oh, okay. That's interesting. I don't really understand why they're doing that. Applied Digital and ESKO are combining their businesses. So, okay, this little thing's driving me nuts. Like, why do you keep sticking? Does this one stick? Oh, that's better. I don't know anything about this deal. Like nothing. But super interesting. Makes you wonder why, right? Like, why would you do that? Why would you combine those? Is it applied? Are they in trouble? So you cut your car pricing and the stock goes up. They cut their annual sales on vehicles. I guess nobody cares, right? God forbid someone cares about it. ESKO. Let's just keep going. ESKO. EKSO. Yay. Yeah, you're on fire, man. So you got to love the algorithms. They just screw themselves so much lately. What? Oh, I'm doing the wrong one. That's why. Duh. Oh, there you are. Yeah, that's interesting. I wonder what the APLD is doing on it. It seems to be that they seem happy with this. Like they seem to be the ones that are moving on it. I'm not really sure I'm understanding as to why that's the case. Let's see if I can learn anything. Let's see if I can get some learning. Proposed transaction, okay, to spin out its cloud business, continue and combine it with this company. This was a largely forgotten asset within Applied, but the company was early leader in this business, operating 6 clusters, 75 annual in revenue, expects this to grow more quickly. Okay, got it. So they're spinning this off and combining it with something else. Pardon me. And based upon that, they're expecting it to go higher. Got it. I got it. All right. You got to deal with the slipping today. I'm sorry. I got it. Okay. I don't understand why it would be buried. And now that it's combined, why people would be doing this, but I don't think it really matters. It seems to me that the trade is going to be this. Give me 1 second here. I'm trying to figure something out. There it is. Yeah, there it is. All right, so you did do that. Yep.
Order partially filled. Order partially filled. Order filled.
Yeah, I think that the APLD is going to move on this. I didn't buy that. I was actually shorting more silver. But I do think that you're going to move on this.
Order partially filled. Order filled. Order filled.
I'm trying to figure out why that's going to unlock value for these guys versus, but they do not seem to be getting the play. It's these guys. So the question becomes, yeah, there it goes, right? So the question really to really get into is going to be, is it a short squeeze? Like, let's go spend a minute on this. So we can learn. So we get some learning. Okay, well, that'll do it. Percentage of float short, 32%. Okay. Good luck with good luck with that. That'll wake you up in the morning. So that's definitely it's definitely up there. That's up there. So yeah, definitely. You're probably going to want to watch that. I mean, you're going to bonk all around in here, but that's a huge short position, man. So they're definitely going to be, concerns there. Any levels here we got to start looking at? Where would we look? Yeah, give me a sec here. See if we can find some stuff. So I'd watch 2650. See if we can get through that. What else you have here? This is interesting. They're going to play this today, I think. You're not going to want to go home short this. What's E? Earnings within 3 weeks from now. Call wall's 25. Well, you went through that like butter. The put wall is 23. So you're not breaking that. They bought the heck out of the put wall. So 26. Let me see something here.
Order cancelled.
Interesting. Yeah, you got to get through that. I think you're going to, though. Let me just see one more thing while we're here. You can probably get back up to this level. What's the daily look like? Yeah, you're probably not getting through that. I don't know. Maybe you might hit it today, but I don't know. I don't think you're getting through that. It's an interesting idea, that's for sure. You're going to get a lot of interest in that today. If I was short, people are going to panic that. I think that's a fair statement. That's an interesting idea. The other side of it's more interesting. I like ASML a lot. I just think you have to be a super long-term investor with it. I think people get really like very myopic with this thing. You know, I tried in here a couple times. I finally caught it, but you have to like stay with it. It's definitely one you kind of have to stay with. And if you don't, you're going to have a problem. 9:02 already. Jesus, I'm going to have to jump. The Oracle, I just think people are completely out of their minds. And I think it presented a huge opportunity for me. You know, the question is, does it hold that area or not? And that's really the question that, you know, you really have to pay attention to here. I personally think you're in the mud. You're not going anywhere, but, you know, 1 quarter of earnings and everyone's going to wonder what the heck they did. And it's only going to take one time for free cash flow to not hit a new low. And everyone's going to go, oh my God, I can't believe I sold this thing. And then if free cash flow is a mess again, well, pardon me, that's a different conversation. But from my standpoint, I think that's definitely something that they're going to look at, wonder what the heck they did there. That's for sure. I do feel that way looking at it. Just my opinion of it. Such a pain in the ass. I really like Oracle here. I mean, I hate when I agree with analysts, but I hate it. But I think they're 100% right on that. Like, I think that's a real. I think it's a real thing. ALAB. Went from Tampa. Tampa's beautiful. I kind of like this. I'm not going to lie. I was looking at that chart. I really kind of like the way it's setting up here. I was looking at that. There's a couple of these names I really don't play that I was looking at. Sienna was another one I was looking at. This Light was another one I was looking at too. I really don't play these names. That's got some problems. But to the LALB, like if you just look at what's truly happened here, you had earnings, you gapped up, you came back, you gap filled, and then they just kind of bonked you around a little bit, but they never were able to crack it here. So I think you have this huge rally that never really broke down. And now you're kind of wedged in. So I don't really see the impetus. Like, I really don't see the reason why I have to like run into it like at all. But I do think it's pretty interesting how markets up, markets down. This thing's like a honey badger. It just does not care. It just keeps building that base. And I think that's super. I think that's super important. Gold makes more sense to me to buy the dip in gold. I actually was long gold yesterday. I kicked it because when you get into, and I don't really care, when you start getting into margin requirements and raising margin requirements, I don't know how ugly that gets. Like, I don't have a freaking clue. So for me, I don't play that game. Like, I just get out of the way. Like, the very first thing I did was just sell the gold position, because if you have all these people that are commodity traders and they start getting margin calls, I want to be out before all of them. I can come in the next day and change my mind and buy it back and pay up $1 or $2, like whatever. But man, when you see something like that, you want to be out of the way. So 27 degrees, that's just a bunch of nonsense. I shorted IGQ this morning. I already covered it. I took a lost like $1.50, $2 by the time I got out. I'll go back to it later, but it looks like it's going to retest that 184 level. So I don't know that I don't want to be around for that. Merry New Year. I am short ASTS. I really think I might be okay here. The Rocket Labs is super interesting, but you have a key level you're trying to get through. Now, whether you get through it today or you don't, I'll show it to you. You're really trying to get through it. I just don't know that you are. You've hit it a couple times and maybe you do get through it, but that's it up there. So I'd watch that. DE, let's take a look here. I'm going to do a lightning round and then I'm going to have to jump, guys. DE, there it is. Yay. I don't see the hurry there. Gold, I wouldn't go near until we figure it out. Good morning from Atlanta. Good morning from Miami. Venom, long-term play. No. Could that be a cup and handle? No. Jesus, God, no. No, that's therapy. That chart right there, that means that you need therapy. I'm surprised it's up with the cut to annual sales. Reddit I like a lot. I don't know that I want to be trying that here, but I do agree with you. I do think that it held perfectly in here, and now you can see what you're doing. My concern is that I just don't know that I want to be trading these things or putting on new swings into January just yet, especially stuff that people are considered up in. I'd be just a little concerned about that. So, that's kind of where my head is with it. Sienna is the most interesting to me out of that, buddy. I'm not going to have time to go through all these guys. All right. I don't follow Clono. I have no position in it, Richard. They're just standard, I think. Don't they look standard? I think they're just standard. You love your reel. You're all in there. What are you buying? What are you buying? Gucci shoes? What are you doing on there, Jay? What are you doing? You're nuts for this reel. You're going crazy. You're all into it. Maybe they bought that stuff. I don't know. Maybe from Christmas. I don't know. I don't even know what's going on. I don't know what to say to you. I mean, it's there. It's good for you, buddy. Like, I don't know what to say. You're so excited about it. Where's it go? It's a good question. I'll stop being a jerk and tell you where I think you can go. There's your 50% line. It's crazy. I need a life. I mean, you can start like seeing charts without even needing them. You wake up dreaming of fib levels, you have issues. I mean, I don't know. Maybe that becomes an issue. I think it's more up here. I think it's more the 24-ish. That's going to be a problem. Yeah, it's a tough one. It's a pickle, man. It's a pickle. I didn't wait. I bought it yesterday when it was down. I'm like completely maxed out of it. I did buy some puts against a portion of it because I have so much of it just in case it blows up on Friday. But I don't know how this is going to go on Friday. I don't know if we're going to see so much money come into the market again with the 401ks on Friday or what they're going to do. I don't know what's going to happen there. But usually the big dogs sell down, the big winners sell down, and the losers rally. So I think a lot of the crypto stuff might rally. I'm going to have to jump here, guys. I'm just going to go through this super quick. What's up, Mon? Happy New Year if I don't see you. Yeah, they have a big issue over there. They're completely marked out. They're completely misquoting the market. There's a lot going on out there that people are not really aware of. That they're completely mismarking the market. They have a fund over there that's up like 60% over the NAV. There's a lot of like things that could really hammer people on silver. Because like when you look at where the silver market actually is versus where they're saying it, there's a lot going on there. We'll see. DVLT. I don't usually trade this stuff, Mon. So I'm probably the wrong person to ask. I know they were trading it in the room. I mean, it's not something that I would even consider going near, to be quite honest with you. Like, it's just not worth it to me. Like, it's so like it just isn't like you're catching a falling dagger. You're better waiting for it to try to trade. It can't. It'll realign. The whole thing will realign, man. You just have to wait. Like, that's what I keep trying to tell people. Like, you got to let this shake itself out. You know, they're paying, if you are in China and you want to buy an ETF, you are currently or were paying 62% over the premium of silver to buy it. Like, there's some really crazy disconnects in the market right now. And it never, ever ends with the market going a lot higher. It just doesn't work that way. You know, it depends on what they do with these licenses too. I think it'll get all the way down there. I do. That's all it is. And then on to the next one. I like Oracle. I like Oracle a lot here. I think people are grossly underestimating what Oracle's going to look like on Friday. You know, a lot of people have taken a loss in this thing. Now, from the beginning of the year, you're still up, but you know, you have a lot of people that were in on that price point. So one thing you can always do with these things is just go find January and go here, and you'll see that the average price is still 220. So I got to jump, guys. I'm late. Trade to win. Have a good day. If I don't see you, Happy New Year. Merry New Year.